Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone here. And it's such a pleasure to hear Marge and Tim and Luke's work as well. Before I begin, I want to read a few lines from a piece by Gwendolyn Brooks called "The Second Sermon on the War Plan." This is the urgency. Live. And have your blooming in the noise of the whirlwind. All about are the cold places. All about are the pushmen and jeopardy, theft. All about are the stormers and scramblers, but what must our season be, which starts from fear? Live and go out. Define and medicate the whirlwind. I don't know if you know the terminology iris in, iris out. Does anyone have a film? Yes? I can't see your waving. Yes, you do now. Maybe you would define it more quickly than
You're on stage, I'm not.
Okay. Iris in on you. Well, I learned about it because of the crosswords, and iris, I think of it with silent movies, and it's that black thing that comes in when they're going to focus on someone, and then pulls back out. Yeah. So I'm going to read you a bunch of new work of mine, and think of it as a lot of iris in, iris out in one film. So I'm not going to read you a bunch of individual poems, which kind of thwarts your sweet applause, I think, or you'll be applauding all the time because they're really short. And then after that, I'm going to read also from another series. It's not going to take like 2 hours, but that is also short. That's also one. I find that maybe I just don't know how to stop a poem, so I just do a lot of little things and string them together. And they also have no titles, so that proves that they're not poems. So cheap wine and words on paper. I guess. Okay. Our atmosphere is made of breadcrumbs. From the loaves, a girl and a woman tore up and threw off the railing of a motel by the freeway. And the sound of its unending wind is crows and gulls and cars. A bent board leaned against a tree trunk. 3 snippings of string. Further in the woods, someone pawing through leaf litter for the thing that will make awe obvious. Uninterested in divination, untouched by it, on the sidewalk's teeth, or in the gut of the grocery store. In bed, about to be sealed into the sleep envelope, the night lightning over the mind shows a trillion paths, all of them likely and ordained, a trill, a trill, a trillion, that begin with you, dear bird, calling from a city tree, that end with, dear bird, you, singing from the snapped tree. In the space between the words in the book and my eyes, I wake and wander, a dog in a county park. No reading and no reading. a county park wedged between railroad and reservoir, slim stream in a gully, small lightly treed hills. I pull myself up, my fur brushing against maples and oaks in the county park, between the words on the page and my eyes. I wander, I trot, I lope, I stop. No reading, and no reading. I milled the sky, but not the ocean, because the ocean is the greater stone. Panic. Shadow of the ladder drawn down the street by its engine. So much brevity in the longness of the day, daylily. Bees let us see their errands. Breeze and breeze and breeze makes my face a place to slip by, to touch and go around. 3 motorcycles pass. The shiver in the leaves is not because of that. Parts of the day talking among themselves, the furniture in conversation with the window and the view, the trees talking over my head. Pink gray sky, pink gray, pink gray, pink gray, then gray, 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 then night, and the next door porch light like a relentless cough. Heart on its side, a body in my body. Heart on its side, a carved head fallen, remnant of a broken state, as I lie in bed listening to the radio. Faucet left where a building was, spigot attached to a piece of wall, message of water that is not to be believed. Tree snapped and crossed the street. I came out to meet it, see if it wanted to borrow something. Thunder in the AM, big uncle picking you up. Wasn't your morning, now it is. There's a little dog under each arm on the dusk-busy street. The large-faced man at the corner tapping hands with recognizable strangers. The evening is feathery, pungent, a stalk of dill. How about a jump for joy motif for this day? Ask for too much, then ask again. Because when the plane lands, it's an hour earlier there. Entering the evening bus, a man carrying a bright bunch of bananas by the stem. At his side, like a hand meant to pass. Twilight, the neighborhood freshly upholstered. Do we walk as far as the view? Talkity-talk under stately trees, also spindly new ones. The head's been carried through the daylight hours. now into the darkness, where there is lightness in not being seen. These are some sections of a piece called Hometown Over and Over. Dragonfly and hover, you are not a ghost over the river. And the river is not a ribbon of memory unwinding below your pulse. I am a ghost over an earlier river. I am a ribbon of smoke over a ribbon of film strip. We are related through hovering. Where did you go on your walks? This was my town. Whom did you see on your walks? No one. I remember no one. Who saw you on your walks? Everyone saw me. What did you see on your walks? A casement of bees on an abandoned house. The samples at the monument makers. Tree, 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 tree. Why did you go on your walks? I was answering. The maple, the walnut, the oak, I was ever unhurried, unhurrying, tired. When the glass in the window was warm, I lay down. When the glass in the window was cold, I stretched out. And outside the trees hung green pictures for me. And outside the iced over branches dazzled me. So I rose and dressed or undressed a bit and walked about the town, slowly about the town, fetching nothing but the end and back. The gyroscope that held my mind made lying down and walking one. The gyroscope that held my heart spun. I heard them, and the trees heard me. Porch lights then were not left on at night. We are done with visitors now, and the one who should be home is. How big was the town? One crockery bowl filled with red leaves. What was its density? The weight of a bee on a bridal wreath branch times the sag of a clothesline. What were your increments? The beats of the Luna moth's wings, and the pieces of coal through the chute to the basement. Who charted these things? It's not too late to have noticed. It's not too late to see. The small white clover flower in my hand, an implement or a lament. The brown, crisp leaf with the acorn cap, a letter of longing or a warrant. This clinker was shoveled spent from the furnace. But my dear ones, street lights are flickering on inside my chest. Seasonless evening sky, all season evening sky, unable to locate myself by looking, utterly empty of cloud, plane, bird, or ghost. It cannot last as it is lasting. Palest blue, long and wide, it cannot stay as it is staying. Cipher sky, or pure sky, or sky before or after an ending. Looking at it is no use for mooring. How can it hold as it is holding? Who am I when I stand below it? Pale, invisible everything, palest, full, nothing.